everyone, Lucas here from Aussie Gamers Express, and today I'm going to be taking a look at two speakers from Edifier. Now I've got them right here. The bottom one here is the R1280T and is said to be Amazon's best-selling speaker. So what's the one above it? Well, it is the 1280DB, which is the new version of this one here. And we're going to take a look. We're going to do an unboxing first, and then I'm going to take a look at what the differences are, and are they improving on their amazing design down the bottom. First of all, let's also cover off whether it's an amazing design to start with, what I think of it. So we're going to do a quick unboxing of both of these now, then I'm going to go away for a little while, and through the magic of editing, it's not going to be that long at all, and I'll come back and we'll do a bit of a sound test and I'll tell you what I think and what these babies do. So let's get this first one unboxed. We'll start with the 1280T, which is the previous model, which is supposedly the best selling on Amazon, and then we'll do this one, the new model, and we'll take a look at that. Rightio, back in a sec. Right, okay, so let's get this first one unboxed. This is the R1280T, as the details are up on the screen there. We'll get this one open. We're in. Oh, alright, I'm going to put this knife away before I cut myself. There we go. Some egg cartons. Not really, but okay, so I'll unbag them in the box. These ones are the wood grain ones. Alright, now let's have a look here. We've got R1280T multimedia speaker. Some instructions there. Right, you can read the instructions for me. Take a screenshot if you will. And like a good old Aussie male, who needs instructions, eh? Alright, what else have we got in here? Whoa, bag of cables. So we've got RCA to 3.5mm headphone jack with about, I don't know, what's that, 1.5 meter, I guess. I don't know, I'm not really that great with that. And they're branded Edifier. I wonder if that can show up on the camera. Yeah, I think that's focused. Anyway, keep these together actually, because I don't want to mix them up. Right, and then we've got some RCA to RCA, just stereo cables there. And we've got some traditional speaker wire, insulated speaker wires there. Alright. What else have we got in the box? Another cable here, which is probably connected to one of the speakers. Yep, it's connected to that one. It's probably the active speaker. And we've got another little thing down here that I want to get out before the speakers, which is a remote control. Light on that. I'll show some better images of it anyway. But yeah, so a remote control's got 3 buttons on it. There's mute and plus and minus, which is very obviously a volume control. No power or anything else, just a minimalist, what do you call it, remote control there. Alright, let's get out the first speaker, and I'm going to move this box. Here we go, so we've got the wood grain finish on it. Let me just tilt this down a little. So we've got the wood grain finish on this one here, as you can see, which gives it a bit of an old school appearance. And this one will be the passive speaker. So this one's not doing any of the work, it's literally just a speaker. So you can see on here we've got the speaker connectors there for the speaker wire, and that's it. Let's have a look and see if this comes off. Yep, so you can take these off. I always like having a look at the drivers and see if they're pretty. Alright, they must be magnetized on there. Okay, fairly standard. There you go. Some of the Edifier ones have like coloured speaker cones. This one's just grey, so fairly standard there. Does look cool with that cover off it, but it does leave them sort of open to damage. So as much as they look, unless it's up high away from anything, you could probably leave it off. But if it's going to be around things and people, I would suggest leave this thing on, because that way if anything bumps the speaker, you're not going to damage it. Alright, so that's the passive speaker. Let's grab the next one. Alright, so now this one is what's known as the active speaker, and this is the powerhouse. This is the bit that actually does all of the work and then sends it all to the other one. So the other one's a bit lazy. PowerPoint here, which is, well, that's the Australian adapter. For those of you who are international, yours will look a little bit different to this one. Now, it is hardwired into the back, as in it is not removable. So that's that. I kind of like it when you can unplug them, just for storage reasons, and it's a little bit easier. But anyway, let's have a look. We've got a power switch on here. We've got the speaker cable, which will go out to the passive speaker, and we've also got the RCA cables there for inputs. So there you go. That is the 12T, I believe that one was. 1280T, R1280T was this one. This is the best-selling Bluetooth speaker, what would you call it, bookshelf speaker on Amazon. And the next one that I'm going to unbox is the newest model of this speaker, and it's got a few extra little bits and pieces on it. Oh, I should mention here, there's controls as well. I will look at them a little bit better later, but we've got a volume. Oh, nice clicky little thing there. Treble with a click in the middle, so you know how you get to the neutral, and the bass is the bottom one, and a treble up the top. So there's all those controls there. We'll get some better shots later. But there you go. So we'll put this one aside and we'll open up the newer model now. Okay, so the next one we're going to open up is the R1280DB, which is the newer version of the one that we just looked at. So let's get into it. Alright, she's open, so let's take out this top part. Packaging seems pretty much the same as the other one, which is understandable. Throw those aside. What have we got in here? Let's have a look. Alright, cabling. Alright, the same stereo RCA to RCA cables there. The same standardized insulated speaker wire. We've got 3.5mm headphone jack to RCA as well, so you can plug in iPhones and anything like that. And we've got a remote control again. However, this one has a lot more features on it. So we've got, I'll give you a look. So a few more buttons. There was 3 buttons on the older model. This one has, what's that got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 buttons on it. So it's a lot different. So we've got power, mute, minus and plus for volume, line 1, line 2, optional OPT and COX. So it'll be optical inputs and coaxials. Bluetooth button, play, pause, fast forward and rewind button, and skip and go backwards, or whatever you want to call that. So there you go. I'm liking this already. A lot more functionality on this remote, which is good. And I think that's, what have we got on this side here? It also comes with Edifier optical cable, which is really cool, because optical really gives a really good audio signal. So if you've got things like maybe a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, you can actually plug in your sound directly into these speakers using optical, which will give you the best quality sound. But Bluetooth works fine too. Okay, we've got another instruction manual here. I'm not even going to take that out of the bag. It's an instruction manual. These are speakers. I know how to use them. Come on, man. I'm a man. I'm so going to stuff something up. All right, so I've got the passive speaker here. And it essentially looks exactly the same as the old model. This isn't the part that's being upgraded. Look, I don't know. Maybe the speakers are changed, but we'll have a look and see if they're bigger, smaller, more powerful output. I don't know. Let's take off the grill and see. Well, I better not get these mixed up, because this is the newer model, but it does look exactly the same. Just the speaker wire attachments there to power up these bad boys. But essentially, this one is exactly the same. So let's put this aside and grab the active speaker. Okay, so this one is upside down. There we go. This one is the active speaker here. Now, let's get this out of the way first. We'll take the grill off and see if that's any different. I'm not imagining it will be. Got it. Okay, so there you go. Looks pretty much exactly the same as the previous model, which is not a bad thing because it's really just an upgrade. It's not a new model altogether. All right, so the speaker grill's on that. Let's flip it around to the back. Once again, we've got the power cable there with the Australian plug on it, and it's hardwired in there, can't be removed. And we've got power switch, the coax input, optical input, which you remove that to use, and keep that there because it's optical. It uses light, so that you don't want dust and dirt getting in there, otherwise it won't work properly. And we've got the 2 line ins as well. There you go, and the speaker cable. So that's all fairly similar to the previous model. Only thing being, the previous model doesn't have the optical input or the coax input or anything like that. So they've been added. Let's have a look at the dials on the side. We've got volume and input. Okay, so you press that in to switch your inputs. That might be the same on the other one, I didn't notice. Treble and a bass control there. Now those controls are essentially pretty much the same as the previous model by the looks of things, being the main differences are those extra input input types, those extra input types, and a more functional remote, I would say about that, with a lot more buttons on it, which I do like. So this one does look like it is improving on the previous model. As for design and performance, well, the design is pretty much exactly the same. As for performance, I don't know, we're gonna have to test that out, and I'll come back a little bit later with the review. Well, later, it's going to be edited, so it's going to be pretty much straight away. So we'll be back in a short moment. All right, so we're back again, and I've had a chance to play around with these 2 bookshelf speakers. And first of all, I want to point out the ones that I've removed the face covering face plates. These ones, this is the older model, which is the R1280T. And these ones here with the faceplate on is the new model, the R1280DB. Now, something I didn't realize in the first portion of the video, probably because I threw the instruction manual away, but this older model here is not a Bluetooth speaker. It is only using the RCA inputs that come with it. So there's no Bluetooth on this one, which was why I couldn't connect using my phone. The newer model has the extra connection of Bluetooth, coaxial cable, and optical fiber cable as well. But I guess the main thing here is what you're actually going to be using them for. I personally would prefer the newer model with the Bluetooth, because Bluetooth connections are awesome. They are so good. But if you're not fussed on the Bluetooth and you don't necessarily need all those other connections, then the older model might be the way to go. But let's have a listen to see which one sounds better, if at all, to see, you know, well, are the speakers any different, or is it literally just the additional inputs and the additional buttons on the remote? So let's have a look, or a listen. All right, so we're going to start off by playing. Now, this is going to be recorded on this microphone here, which is sitting above the speakers there in the middle of both of them, hopefully to give a bit of a fair comparison. It is a recording, so don't take this too seriously, I guess, because the quality of this is not going to be anywhere near actually hearing them in person. So if you want to do that, somehow find them in a shop and test them out. But this will be a bit of a comparison, and I'll give you my thoughts as well. So let's start off with the older model. It's connected up to my iPhone here, and I'm going to be playing through the headphone jack. Let's have a listen to MDK's Press Start. there you go. The microphone works. The remote control works. But with the older model, we've just got the 3 buttons: volume up, volume down, and mute. So there you go. We can mute it with that one there. All right, now let's disconnect this from the older speakers. That's the sound of the older ones, and we'll go ahead and connect up to Bluetooth now. All right, so I'm now connected via Bluetooth to the R1280DB speakers, which are these ones on the right. All right, so we're going to play the exact same song, MDK, from press start. We'll get it back at the beginning and go.
Press start.
So the remote control works fine with this one as well. Hit the mute button there, and there you go. If you ask me, they both sound pretty much exactly the same, which I guess is a good thing. They both sound fantastic. So we'll just recap a little bit here. The main differences is on the older one. This is the R1280T. This one doesn't have Bluetooth in it. You literally need to plug it into a cable. It does come with a lot of cables that you can use. Well, it comes with the cables that you need to use. And the differences with the new one is it comes with the addition of Bluetooth, also inputs of coaxial cable, as well as fiber optic, and also your RCAs, which is what the original one has. So there's extra abilities to connect to this one. Main thing being Bluetooth. Bluetooth speakers are the most convenient way to do things. They all have the 3 dials here for treble, bass, and volume. This one with the addition of pressing a button to change it from the different inputs, so that you'll get a different light on there depending on how you're actually using the input. So essentially those are the differences there. I would definitely recommend the newer model because having those extra inputs is excellent. Having to plug into a set of speakers is very old school, but in saying that, if you don't need any of those new ones, then the old ones sound just as good as the new ones. The actual sound quality is absolutely phenomenal, so there's no issues there. I think that's about all I've got to share with you today. I'll put all of the details that you'll need to get these, and also some of the specs in the description down below. If you've got any questions on these speakers, feel free to send me them in, or put a comment in the comment section down below. Happy to help you out there with everything that I can. Also, leave any comments you wish. Be nice. I'm not an engineer. I just do this because I love it. Subscribe and like the video, and I'll be your best friend forever. Thank you very much to everybody who's checked out this video. Nice little comparison there with the new and old model of Edifier bookshelf speakers. And until my next video, I will see ya!